Good day, viewers, and welcome to DDM Health News Updates. Under the program, Your Health, Your Wealth. Despite the enactment of Nigeria's Anti-Discrimination Act 2014, aimed at eliminating stigma and discrimination against persons living with HIV and AIDS, PLWHA, societal prejudice remains alarmingly prevalent, particularly in workplaces and marriages involving discordant couples. Investigations by printed media reveal disturbing cases of employment termination within private and public institutions, where individuals allegedly lost their jobs following the disclosure of their HIV status. The challenges extend beyond the workplace, as discordant couples report experiences of blackmail and coercion, with some spouses using HIV status as leverage in conflicts. The law unequivocally prohibits discrimination based on HIV status and outlaws mandatory testing as a prerequisite for employment or access to services. Yet, reports from advocacy reports and groups, including a network of people living with HIV and AIDS in Nigeria, NEPT1, indicates that stigma continues to manifest in various forms. Lagos State Coordinator of NEPT1, Patrick Appan, recounts troubling resistance, where individuals suffer emotional and psychological abuse within their relationships. Many PLWHA endure trauma from spouses who weaponize their status, threatening exposure as a means of control, he stated. Similarly, Nako Ezieme, coordinator of the PLWHA support group at the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, highlights the persistence of discrimination in both government and private sectors. While organizations have become conscious of overt violations, some employers still clandestinously conduct HIV tests without employees' consent and fabricate reasons for dismissal. A growing concern of self-stigma, internalized fear of disclosure, which forces many to hide their medication, avoid treatment, and succumb to social isolation. Some patients go as far as removing prescription labels or transferring their antiretroviral drugs into multivitamin containers to evade detection. Meanwhile, Dr. Dan Onwujekwe, a former principal investigator at the AIDS Prevention Initiative Nigeria, emphasized that misinformation and fear remain the driving forces behind discrimination. People do not feel safe around PLWHA because they lack proper education on the effectiveness of antiretroviral therapy in preventing transmission, he noted. He further stressed the need for nationwide awareness campaigns, urging agencies like the National Orientation Agency to take an active role in educating the public. Experts agree that while legal frameworks exist, enforcement remains weak and cultural perceptions of HIV and AIDS continue to hinder progress. Addressing these challenges requires a holistic approach, one that combines legal enforcement with widespread public sensitization, workplace accountability, and support for open disclosure. Only through sustained awareness and policy reinforcement can Nigeria hope to eliminate stigma, ensuring that those living with HIV and AIDS are treated with dignity and equality they deserve. Next, in a decisive move to combat the proliferation of counterfeit and substandard drugs, Anambra State Governor, Professor Charles Soludo, has pledged full collaboration with the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to rid the market of dangerous pharmaceuticals. Addressing traders at Ogbo Ogwu Market in Onitsha, recently shut down by NAFDAC due to large-scale sales of fake and expired drugs, Governor Soludo emphasized that critical need for urgent intervention to safeguard public health. Recalling a similar market closure in 2007, the governor underscored the severity of the situation, noting that the enforcement actions were not punitive but essential for collective safety. This enforcement is led by NAFDAC, and we are here to solve the problem, not just to shut down markets, Soludo stated. He also disclosed a recent conversation with the leadership of the plumbing market, where even stakeholders expressed shock at the discovery of illicit pharmaceuticals in their vicinity. Many were unaware that such harmful products had infiltrated their own business spaces, he noted. Speaking with a sense of urgency, The governor warned of the dire consequences posed by counterfeit drugs, citing cases where fake malaria medications have worsened health conditions rather than providing relief. Assuring traders that the sanitization process would be swift, he reaffirmed the government's commitment to ensuring that only safe and authentic medicines are sold within the state. In response, the chairman of the Onitsha Building Materials Traders Association, Chief Ejiofor assured the governor of the association's readiness to impose stringent measures against any trader found dealing in counterfeit drugs. This collaboration between the Anambra State government and NAFDAC marks a significant step in the ongoing fight against fake pharmaceuticals, reinforcing the state's commitment to public health and customer safety. Next, in a decisive move to rid Nigeria's pharmaceutical market of counterfeit and unregulated medicines, the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, popularly known as NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, conducted a high-profile inspection at the agency's enforcement office in Apapa, Lagos. The visit comes in the wake of an extensive raid on the Idumota open drug market, where a large quantity of illicit pharmaceuticals was seized. The magnitude of the confiscation has overwhelmed NAFDAC storage facilities, with some of the contraband even occupying office spaces within the enforcement unit. Addressing journalists after the tour, Professor Adeyeye reaffirmed NAFDAC's unwavering commitment to public health, emphasizing that the agency's crackdown is not an attack on trade, but a necessary intervention to save lives. We are not disturbing trade, we are protecting lives. We cannot, because of trade, let people continue to die needlessly. What NAFDAC is doing is exactly what is mandated to do. There is no politics in these operations, she asserted. She further highlighted a troubling reality. Many shops operating within these drugs markets lack registration from the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, popularly known as the PHPCN, making them illegal from the outset. NAFDAC intensified enforcement efforts extend beyond Lagos, with large-scale crackdown also underway in Onitsha and Aba, where over 1,000 enforcement personnel are actively working to identify and remove counterfeit, expired, and unregistered medicines from circulation. This aggressive intervention is part of a broader initiative to fortify Nigeria's pharmaceutical landscape, ensuring that only safe, regulated, and approved medications remain available to the public. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story as NAFDAC continues its resolute fight against substandard and dangerous drugs. Finally, the Healthcare Federation of Nigeria, HFN, has called on the federal government to create incentives for local pharmaceutical manufacturing, enhancing access to healthcare financing, and integrate sustainable energy solutions into hospitals. The appeal was made during the Federation's Health Walk and Blood Donor Drive, an initiative marking its 10th anniversary, aimed at raising awareness about voluntary blood donation and strengthening Nigeria's healthcare system. In a resounding call for strategic collaboration, HFN has reiterated that achieving universal healthcare in Nigeria hinges on a concrete effort from the government, private sector, and civil society. The organization emphasized the need for innovative financing models and local production of essential medical supplies to strengthen the nation's healthcare framework. As part of its anniversary celebrations, HFN members participated in a symbolic walk from the National Museum in Onitsha, Lagos, to Falomon Bridge, amplifying awareness about healthcare and the critical role of voluntary blood donation. Speaking at the event, HFN's pioneer president and managing director of JNC International, Mrs. Clara Omasheyi, underscored the life-saving significance of blood donation, stating, "Blood is no substitute. It cannot be manufactured in a lab. It is our collective responsibility to donate voluntarily and save lives, as we never know when we or a loved one might need it." Reflecting on HFN's decade-long journey, Omasheyi highlighted the Federation's impact on key healthcare policies, including contributions to the National Health Act and the Cancer Health Fund, which provides treatment for underprivileged cancer patients. What started a vision among 40 healthcare professionals to unify the private sector's voice has now evolved into a formidable force in policy discussions. We must continue advocating for quality healthcare and unlocking the full potential of private sector involvement, she stated. The decision to mark HFN's milestone with a blood donation drive aligns with its ethos of community impact. Omaseye reinforced the essential of collaboration, noting, giving blood is giving life. Governments alone cannot do it all. Our partnership with the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service and other stakeholders demonstrate the power of collective action. Echoing this sentiment, HFN's incoming president, Njide Ndele, reaffirmed the Federation's commitment to strengthening private-public partnerships and leveraging technology to improve healthcare access. Over the past 10 years, we have transitioned from being outside the policy-making process to having a seat at the table. Now, we must build on this momentum, supporting hospitals, engaging the diaspora, and ensuring policies that empower the private healthcare sector to thrive. Representing the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, Tope Balogun emphasized the critical role of voluntary blood donation. He outlined the meticulous process undertaken to ensure donor and recipient safety, from pre-donation counseling and health checks to post-donation screening. He also detailed the processing of donated blood into red cells, fresh frozen plasmas, and platelets, ensuring its readiness for emergency use. As HFN sets its sights on expanding advocacy efforts across Nigeria's 36 states and strengthening regional healthcare collaborations in West Africa, the event concluded with an appreciation ceremony where donors received souvenirs in recognition of their life-saving contributions. With a decade of transformative impact, HFN continues to champion healthcare reforms, urging the government and private sector to drive sustainable solutions for a healthier Nigeria. Well, here we come to an end of our update today. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diaspora Digital Media, for more updates. Until next time.